You guys ready for day 148? Let's go!
What's up, guys? I am Michael McEnroe, and this is Leo the Hiking Dog. For the last year, we have been planning and preparing for this through hike of the Appalachian Trail. Thank you for joining our adventure. If you're enjoying the journey, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. We would be super thankful.
Good morning. It is day 148. Only 3 days left of this crazy adventure. Oh, it's hard to believe. Hard to believe. Oof. Emotions first thing in the morning. Today we got our last big climb of the 100-mile wilderness before we enter what they call the red carpet. So we're up and over White Cat Mountain today within the first 6 miles, I think, and then we drop down, and then they call it the red carpet because it's basically nice and flowy trails all the way to Baxter State Park from there. So looking forward to getting this one last climb in before Sunday, where we'll do Mount Katahdin and the major climb. But yeah, got out of camp. It's about 6:30 now. Got out of camp a little bit late, just getting everything together. New backpack, new system, new way to load everything. It takes a little bit longer. I was pretty efficient with my last stuff because of how long I'd been using it. So it's taking a little while longer to adjust to how to load this one and everything. But I'm figuring it out the most efficient way. So once I get more and more efficient, it'll get easier. Had a full shelter last night. Full shelter, lots of tents around. So I don't know if it's weekend campers or section hikers or southbounders, but it seems to be reminiscent of Georgia again. Wait, Leo, I gotta climb this. Where there's stepping over branches. Try not to fall on camera at the same time. All right, I made it. Reminiscent of Georgia. Like, I guess this is the southbound starting season. So we're getting a mix of a lot of different things. You got people out doing section hikes. You got the southbounders getting theirs started, and then you got the northbounders trying to make the final push. So I can never count on a spot in the shelter, especially because it's me and Leo. So that's actually 2 spots in a shelter normally. But we've been pretty lucky up to this point, so I don't complain about having to set up the tent. It wasn't a big deal. There wasn't no ideal tent spots last night anyway. So we just kind of made one work. Alright guys, we're going to get today started. I'm hoping and planning on a big day. Once we get up over in White Cap, I'm hoping to be able to push some miles. So we're definitely going to get 20 today, but I'm looking for 20 plus. I mean, I'm looking for maybe somewhere in between 25 and 27 if we can. So today might be a long day. Here we go. Alright, we got the first climb of the day behind us, Gulf Haggis Mountain. As I was making that climb, my buddy Corey that's running the gym for me yesterday was texting me and told me, he says, my legs are going to be as strong as yours are. He says, I just got off the stair stepper. 25 minutes. He said, 25 minutes. I was like, oh, okay. I said, why don't you get on that stair stepper for about 8 to 10 hours and then let me know how strong your legs are. Because I just completed a 12-hour day because I went from 6 to 6 So a 12-hour day with one lunch break, maybe 4 water breaks, and, you know, and never stopped moving the entire time. So yeah, talk to me about how strong your legs are going to be after being on that stair stepper for that whole 25 minutes. It just took me 30 minutes to climb up that little mountain, and that was a small one. So we got bigger ones today, but after we're done with Snowcap, and then I think it's called Snowcap, I can't remember what it is, but once we're done with that one, then no more climbing until we get to Katahdin. Katahdin, here we come. Oh, I was getting so emotional this morning before I even turned on the camera, just thinking about, man, I've only got 3 days left, and I get to see my wife in 2 days, and she's gonna cheer me on as I leave to go do the final climb. So emotional, so many feelings, so thankful, so blessed. Whew. Leo doesn't even know the end is coming. I was thinking about that. It's like he's gonna, like, after 2 or 3 days off, gonna get up in the morning like, why aren't we hiking? Because he's come to love it out here so much. Oh yeah. All right, so I'm gonna try to keep these emotions under control as we still got a long way to go, a lot of miles to cover before we get there. But yeah, all right, here we go. Hay Mountain is completed. I think White Cap is the next. So the last big climb. I don't even know what time it is. It's only been a couple hours. I wanted to get over White Cap by like 10:30. If we do that, we should have some killer time or some killer mileage today. So we've been moving pretty good. Hopefully we'll get some water here soon. Haven't had a water stream in a while. Yeah. Oh, need to top off my water before we make this last big climb and chug a bottle as well. All right, here we go. Making the final approach up to White Cap Mountain, where we're going to have what's called the best views in the 100-mile wilderness. So can't wait to share it with you guys, and can't wait to see it myself. The climbs this morning weren't bad at all. I mean, compared to what we've been doing in southern Maine, you know, all the 4,000 footers. These climbs aren't that big of a deal. I gave myself till about, I think 10:30 to get up and over Whitecap, and I think it's only 9 o'clock. So we are killing it already as far as time goes. All right, it's gonna open up here soon. I'm gonna show you. Look at that amazing view. It's hard to believe that there's only one more major climb in this entire trip. Looking out at all these mountains, you'd think I'd have to walk across something, big, but they say it's the red carpet from now on as soon as I go down this mountain. So we'll have to see and assess for ourselves, but look who I just ran into at the top of Whitecap Mountain. Captain Jack.
What's up, brother?
What's up, man? Leo likes Captain Jack. What's going on, man? Alright, guys. Captain Jack came through here and showed me this view, and this is my first view of Katahdin, and you can see it like right there. So yeah, I haven't seen it yet. Awesome. Can't wait to climb that thing in 2 days. Well, that was awesome. Me and Captain Jack got to sit and visit for probably a good 30 to 45 minutes there and just talked, and he took me over and showed me my first look at Katahdin. So yeah, started watching Captain Jack and Bob when they started in January, because I was getting ready to go out, and I definitely was super appreciative of having some trail, something to feed my need while I was waiting to get on trail, because it was getting harder and harder to not start, and those guys were out there in January. I was hoping to catch him before Katahdin on his way northbound, but I had too many stops, too many rest days, too many family time days, and all that kind of thing that prevented that from happening. But he decided to turn around and go back, so he's doing a full yo-yo hike, and yeah, so that's exciting for him, that he is turning around and heading back. So we hope that he has safe journeys, and we'll definitely continue to follow him and do everything that we can to support him and what he's doing out here, trying to stay clean and free from the opioid addictions. I mean, that's a real thing, and most people don't realize that with all the different stuff that we deal with in life in America, that the opioid addiction and the opioid pandemic is probably the worst that it's ever been. It's killing and destroying more people's lives than it ever has before. And to see a guy that's out here just trying to stay sober and free from that is absolutely amazing. And so, Captain Jack, hope you find everything that you need out here, brother. It was fantastic meeting you. All right, guys, we're done with the climbing. Now we're coming down Whitecap Mountain, and Leo really enjoyed Captain Jack. That was funny too. Didn't even know him, but he was like super happy to see him. I guess because I was happy to see him, and just both of our demeanors. He was like, Captain Jack was sitting on the other side of the mountain there, and he was uploading videos. So he does a lot of his uploading on trail. I have no idea why or how he does that, but he does it. So he's sitting there uploading videos, and he heard me talking, and he had been saying that he had wanted to meet me as well. So when he heard my voice, he was like, "That's Master Splinter." So he came through the thing, and and then I realized who that was. It was Captain Jack. I was like, holy cow. So it was really cool moment. We both have a pretty big following on YouTube, so it was just it's cool when you meet the other creators, the people that are out here doing the thing that you're doing, and you know, kind of you share that, you know, that camaraderie of, you know, you're not just out here hiking the miles, you're documenting the process. And so we have kind of like a different perspective of some of the struggles that we deal with the electronics and the batteries and the cameras, and you know, the different ways that we do things. So we got to talk about a lot of those things as well. Man, Katahdin is right in front of me, guys. It is amazing. And there she is as I'm coming down Whitecap. Before I get back into these trees, you're going to get your last really good look at, it's that mountain right there ahead of us. Man, these are some of the best views that we've had in the 100-mile wilderness by far. You got one side, you got north and south views. So basically everything you want to see. We're about to drop back in under the trees again, and then we won't have any views for a while, but we should be moving fast at that point. I was hoping to get in a big day. I don't know how that break's going to play into it, because we kind of spent a long time talking, but that's okay, because it's worth it. You know, sometimes these breaks, or having a conversation with somebody is just as important as getting miles in. So we'll have to see where we wind up, or we'll wind up making up the mile somewhere else if we have to, on a different day. But I also got something more important than that peak waiting for me at the other end of this 100-mile wilderness, and that's my wife. So I definitely want to do everything that I can to get to her as soon as possible, because I don't know, I think I'm more excited about that than anything. It's been a while. Hey, Mr. Grouse. Got a grouse right here. Hold on, let's see if we can get him on camera without Leo trying to kill him. There he is. Hey, Mr. Chicken Bird. Hey, Mr. He's not trying to fight me like that last one was. That's all right. All right, guys, I'm gonna put this camera away, and we're gonna start laying down these miles and see how far we can get today. I want to make sure we make it down this mountain safely, and then we'll be able to pick up some speed once we're down. Here we go. Guys, we are pushing 10 miles on the day. We're a little over 9.5 right now. It's almost 12 o'clock, about 15 minutes. So we'll get our 10 miles in before 12 o'clock. Then we're going to be looking for a lunch spot. If I hadn't met Captain Jack up there, we'd be a little bit further, but that was cool. That's okay. I would have much rather had that conversation with him than worry about having some extra miles. We'll hopefully pick up the miles after lunch. It's coming down off of Whitecap Mountain there. It's a lot smoother, obviously, than has been for a while. So we've actually been moving pretty good. It's dried up in most places. I still got dry feet. It's 12 o'clock, and I got dry feet. That's been a long time since I could say that. There is one ford today that I know of. I haven't looked further ahead, but the one that I looked at said it's rock hoppable, just to be careful. And that was a few days ago, so it should be even better now. The water's been receding I guess they had a lot of water in the 100-mile wilderness the week before I was out here, but hasn't been that bad. We've just got sprinkles, one real rain shower, nothing super serious as far as rain goes. Enough to keep it wet, enough to keep my feet wet most of the time. It's beautiful out here though. These mossy covered areas like this is what you get, you know, at high elevations like the Roan Mountains and stuff like that. But here in the 100-mile wilderness, it's, I guess because of the moisture levels, it's like this all the time. It's just gorgeous. We're not at a high elevation at all, and everything's covered in moss and such. Now, I haven't seen any main flowers yet. That's one thing. A lot of mushrooms, no flowers. I guess, you know, the moisture leads to a lot of mushrooms. I think I had to just keep thinking to myself, I said, man, Super Mario would love it here. And I think about eating the mushrooms and getting like fireball power or getting like super jump power or something like that. I don't think that's what happens if I eat the mushrooms. I might die. But yeah, it just makes me think of Mario Brothers and how when he gets a certain mushroom, it gives him certain powers. So yeah, I grew up on Mario Brothers. But yeah, so we're gonna keep on pushing until we find a lunch spot here. I said it's gonna be right around 10 miles at 12 o'clock, and I'll get myself fed, I'll get Leo fed, and yeah, then we're gonna keep on pushing miles to see how far we can get today. I had a big lofty goal. I don't know if I'm gonna meet it or not. And it's like 26 point something miles, but we'll see. We'll see. You know, see what the trail gives me. I can move pretty well if the trail's giving it to me, like it is right now. Like I'm just, you know, I'm moving at a pretty good pace right now. A few roots I got to worry about, very few rocks, but I can move at a pretty good clip when I got a trail like this, so I can knock out some big miles if it stays like this. Log stream. The second one was just a regular stream. I stopped at that one and filled up with water, but it was a little muddy around there, so not a good place to sit down and have lunch. But there is a shelter about a half mile away, so we're gonna go ahead and push into the shelter, and that's where we're gonna have our lunch. And yeah, so I think that'll be like at the 11-mile point for the day when we get to the shelter. So we'll stop there here shortly. All right, just came off of our lunch, and a couple things. Chafing is starting to come back. I got some like cocoa butter stuff that has been doing absolutely fantastic for it. I put it on at night. I put it on during the day, but it's still starting to come back now. So I might have to go back to the underwear for the last few days of this trip. We'll have to see. I'll play it by ear as it goes. The second thing, these new shoes have developed a rub on the outside of my right ankle. I thought it was just maybe some debris or something in the shoe. So as I was sitting there for lunch, I went ahead and took my shoes off, cleaned everything out, cleaned all the debris out of my shoe, off my socks, all that kind of stuff. And then when I went to go hike out, I was like, no, that rub is still there. So, or that, you know, that little poke or pain or whatever it is still there. So I went ahead and stopped and went back to the shelter real quick, sat down, took my shoes off, took my sock off this time, and found a little bit of a rub there. So I had to treat that with my bandages, my second skin bandages. That covered it up, and it feels fine now. As long, I mean, that second skin bandage it'll stay in place really well on my foot when it's covered by a sock, so shouldn't have any problems with that. So yeah, so all that developed over lunch. So my lunch break was a lot longer than I wanted it to be, which is not good for the amount of miles that I want to get today. We were at I think 10.5 miles when I just stopped there, or 11, and where I want to get to is 16 miles away, and it's 1 o'clock. So we'll see how fast I can move. It says if I can move about 3 miles an hour, which I'm capable of doing if the train's working with me, then I don't know, that's maybe 5 hours, a little over 5 hours. So I just don't know if I can keep that pace for that long. So we'll have to see. All right, we'll just see where we get. That's all we can do. We can only do what we can do. But I was hoping to get 26, 27 today. That'd be nice. All right, we got the river here coming up. I think it's going to be a rock hop. Everything I read in the comments said you don't have to actually ford this one. You can rock hop it. So we should be able to rock hop it. All right, we'll be there soon. All right, well, there was the ford there. I wound up walking through it, not taking my shoes off or trying to rock hop it, because that last little hop between that rock and that rock right there, that was a big hop, and that rock's pretty jagged, and I didn't want to land on that one incorrectly. So I went ahead and just walked through and got my feet wet. I mean, what are you gonna do? I've had my feet dry all day, but you know, now they're wet. Oh well, no big deal. We're gonna push on. Somebody was being impatient and didn't wait on me, and because of that he wound up falling in the water because he couldn't hop to the rock that I was on. Leo, should you have waited for Dad? Huh? Alright guys, we are about 15 miles into it. It's about 3:30 now. There is a pond coming up here that's supposed to have a beach. And so I think I'm going to stop, take a little rinse break. That should help with the chafing. And yeah, and then kind of assess how far we can actually get today. I don't know if the 27 is possible or not. We will see. I will still strive to push forward, but if we do that, we might be hiking till 9-10 o'clock tonight. So we'll have to see. If I'm going to make a plan like that, it's probably going to include taking like a good hour break, maybe taking a nap, and then pushing forward. So we'll see. All right, I'm going to stop at this pond real quick and rinse off, and then keep on pushing. All right, that was refreshing and much needed. So that should help me for my later part of the day push here as we try to get as many miles as we can get done. Everything is nice and rinsed off. I'm gonna put some of my cocoa butter on my chafing areas real quick, and then we're gonna move on. Probably apply some more bug stuff since I just took a big rinse of everything. So yeah, and then we're gonna see how many miles we can get today. Here we go. Alright guys, we are about 18 miles into our day right now. I think what we're going to do, the plan is, I think we're just going to walk till 8 o'clock. The trail is nice and smooth, it's flat, and that's helping a lot with the chafing because after I rinsed off, we had a nice breeze there around the pond and it kind of dried me out, and the best thing for chafing is dry clothes. And if I walk fast to try to get the miles done quickly, then it's going to make me sweat. And as long as it stays this temperature and the sun's not on me, I can walk this pace, for the next 3 hours or so, which is going to probably give me another 7.5, 8 miles. So that's going to put us somewhere around 26, and then I just got to find a spot to camp. So I think that's the plan. I don't like walking that late, especially, since we start at 6:30. So walking to 6:30, that's a 12-hour day. Add another hour and a half of that, that's 13 and a half hours of walking. But we got to get through this 100-mile wilderness. And we are on the home stretch of what they call the red carpet. And the miles come easy. And I should be able to get even more miles tomorrow, being that it is this smooth. But we'll have to see. We'll just have to see how it goes. All right. Oh yeah, because we had to climb 3 or 4 mountains today. So including a little one after Whitecap was over with. But yeah, all right, we're gonna keep on pushing and try to find a camp around 8 o'clock. I think that's the goal right now. So I'm just gonna walk this nice and smooth, easy pace, which is probably about 2.5 miles an hour, and just we'll see where we wind up. Alright guys, it is just after 6 o'clock and we are still walking. I think we're at 21, a little over 21 miles right now. Just looking for a few options to stop. I mean, the original goal was to get to the Antlers campsite. I don't know if we're going to get that far. So I was looking for options for camping. I don't see anything that says camping, so it means we're going to have to at some point just fill up with water and start looking for remote spots when I'm ready to stop. Yeah, that's going to be the plan tonight. So we're just going to keep on walking right now. Got plenty of daylight, at 6 o'clock. It doesn't get dark until after 8. I need about 10 minutes to set up the tent once I climb in it, and then I can put on my headlamp. So, but yeah, so we're going to keep on pushing. Like I said, we're doing a nice and easy pace. I'm not sweating, the chafing's not bothering me any. At this pace, Leo could literally walk all day. As a matter of fact, he's still pulling me. So I'm making him walk behind me so I can walk this pace. But all right, we're gonna keep on pushing until we decide to stop. I'll let you guys know. Well guys, that's gonna be my view for the night. I got the tent set up back there behind me. You can see it, there it is. So got the tent set up on the hill. I got my feet in the creek. I'm kind of soaking them right now. It's not cold, but it feels good anyway. Clean my calves, they get real dirty during the day. Get my water filled up. I'm about to climb in the tent and get everything set up for the night. Great day. We'll try to get more miles tomorrow. I had to stop short of where I wanted to tonight, but that's okay. We'll make it up because it's going to be pretty flat from here on out. All right, guys. We'll see you guys tomorrow.